Okay guys, hello and welcome back to Thaumcraft. Last episode what we did was, what? Right, so to start off this episode, what we have done is, well, what I have done off camera is I've fixed up the mob spawner a tiny little bit. So as you can probably remember from last episode, that sort of brings on to one of my flaws of it. But from last episode, one thing that you probably would remember, or a couple of episodes ago, I built this, and it was kind of not that amazing. And to be honest, it's not really that amazing anymore. But I have made a couple of changes to it. So now there's a sort of a miniature water stream which the mobs will get pulled into before coming here, which kind of increases the rate a bit. Although one problem is they often get stuck at the top there, as you saw. It's not really that bad a problem, and but it's a little bit. The second problem is, as you can see, items get stuck up there, and that's kind of inevitable with all of them. But I've got ways of sorting it. So if I do that, it normally sorts it out. There are the occasional glitches like that, but if I sort of press it again, it's fine. So that's really all I've done with it. But that's not what we're doing this episode, because a new version of Thaumcraft itself has come out. Anzor said that he wouldn't really be updating the game after 1.2 came out. I just walked straight into that. He said he would be updating the game really after 1.2, but he has decided to update it once more. I'm not sure how many more times he's going to be updating it until that, but it is now at 1.2.5. So in today's episode, what happened there? Oh yeah, I mined out all the coal. So in today's episode, we are going to be showing off the new stuff, showing off all the symbols, because that's something I never really did. Like, I sort of briefly showed you guys the symbols, but I never really showed you them all and exactly what they did, and they're now a lot easier to make as well due to some stuff which I will tell you when we come to it. And there's also going to be a big surprise, because this episode is going to be split in two parts, and one is going to be released on Monday and one is going to be released on Friday. And the surprise I'll reveal a bit to you, but then I'll leave you in suspense till Friday, because I'm evil. But yes, let's get started in what we're doing today. Optifine, really? You're really gonna do this to me in the middle of my base, where you can see everything? You can see pretty much see every inch of my base, which isn't actually that big when I look at it. But really, you're really doing this to me? Right. Much better. Much better. Okay, so to start off in the mod, or the new version of the mod, 1.2.5. I'm just gonna call it 0.5 because it's gonna get really annoying me saying that. There has been a new axe upgrade, which is actually kind of cool, and I really like this idea. Also, if you remember from last episode, I found out you can actually duplicate these. I have been going crazy with that. And this is also where I'm up to with my Thaumcraft stuff, by the way, if you guys wanted to know. But what we need to do is we need to get an axe. Very simple. And then we need to get two of these. I duplicate loads of those. And what else do you need? Oh yeah, you need two of these. And what you're kind of doing is supercharging this axe, kind of. And you do that by doing that. No, that is not right. What am I done wrong? It's probably not those crystals, I bet you. It is something like that. 1 second guys, let me check. Okay, so where I went wrong is it's actually the verdant these crystals instead of the electrified ones, which will make a bit more sense. Sort of, I kind of get it because it's to do with nature, cutting trees, because it's an axe. So if you do this, you get the woodsman's axe, which is a pretty cool device, if I say so myself. And you'll see why pretty much now. Enderman, really? Yep, they really did. Anyways, whoa, whoa, whoa. Lag, major lag, still not that good. As I said, it's got a bit weird in this area, frame rate wise. More lag, wow, terrible. Well, that's really bad. Okay, but what this woodsman axe does is something pretty cool, if I say so myself. So if I say break this block here, the entire tree cuts down. I think it kind of got a little bit of that other tree as well, which is kind of cool. And so yeah, as you may have guessed, probably a bit beforehand, it is pretty much the timber mod. Nope, you ruined my intro. You're not. Actually, I'm gonna hit you with the woodsman axe. Oh, what? Oh, okay. That's how strong my bow is. It's crazy. But yeah, it's kind of like the timber mod. No, where do you guys come from? Where do you come from? Where do you come from? Where did he come from? He was behind the tree. Ooh, an apple. Yeah, so it's like the timber mod. It's kind of cool. I quite like the timber mod. I haven't had it installed. I was considering reinstalling it, but I thought it would be kind of a bit too easy to get wood. But now it's kind of part of the mod, and I don't really need to worry about installing it. I know it's not hard to install, but I'm just lazy. Also, another thing that I cannot bear in Minecraft is cutting down big trees, because I think everyone just doesn't like it. But no, I'm not too fussed about it. Although the one thing you may notice, which doesn't really bother me, is that there's a bit of delay between each wood block, whereas the timber mod would just destroy each block instantaneously. It sort of just slowly disintegrates them, but it's like fast enough that like when you get under the tree they're all gone, so it's not too bad. I don't think it's that bad anyway, and I think it's kind of cool. And it's kind of the only real object which you can use in the game, which is like new. There is also another object which is old but I haven't been using for a reason, which you'll all see now. Okay, so as I said, there is a new item, or which is not really new, but it is new-ish to me. I need one more piece of gold. I don't know why. I always think that a full gold block is 8 for some reason. I keep on forgetting it, or keep on forgetting that. But yeah, it is quite expensive, and to be honest, there's not much use to it for me in particular. I'm sure there'll be other people who find use to it, but it is the Thaumcraft generator. Now you can do it, like you can craft it using legit Thaumcraft items only, and the old recipes have changed. And what it is a generator really, and this has no real Thaumcraft use. The whole point of it is that you can turn your liquefied Thaum or V's or whatever into Buildcraft power or red power, blue electricity power, or whatever industrial craft uses. And I know I'm going to get a ton of comments saying, well, why don't you just install one of those mods? I said this a couple of times before. I don't really want to install them, not because I don't like them, because I think they're great mods. I do use them, and I have used them before. I just never really have used them on camera. And there's nothing against the mods. I want this series to be mainly based around Thaumcraft, so that's why I don't really want to use it that much. Although they are kind of cool. I like the way you can craft them now, but I never really thought there was much point in me mentioning them if I couldn't use them really. But now I don't know. It's kind of handy. And that's really all there is item wise added to it. There's a couple of more bug fixes which were made in the point 5 update, but apart from that, as I said, there's not much, and I'll read through the bug fixes now. Yeah, I've been kind of leaving these running for a while, and I found out why I am desperately lagging in here right now. You probably see I'm a bit dodgy. Um, I've been using up all my Thaum to create thousands and thousands upon thousands, and when I say that I don't really mean thousands of these things, and there's not really loads. There's only about 4, 5 or 6. It takes ages to actually do one. But my V's machines are working like crazy to restore the amount of V's which I have been using, so that's why I am getting a bit I might as well get the extra one there if it would do it. It's going up extremely slow because I'm literally running out of V's. Okay, there we go. And this one, I didn't really get much fire crystals. I can't be bothered for that one to load. And yeah, okay, so they're going to take a while to fill up again, and when they do, hopefully the lag will go a little bit, but it won't go loads. But yeah, all my Thaumcraft, or all my V's has sort of dropped. That's why I've got 7 frames right now. That's quite bad. Let's see, how much do I actually have in here? Well, I have 0 in there, obviously. That's pretty much full. Yeah, that one's at like 4%. Nothing. That one's nothing, I think. Is it nothing? Nothing? Yeah, nothing. Yeah, that's full. That's about half, yeah. 41. Just under half. And then set 4. Oh yeah, I did that one. Nothing. But yeah, okay. So, yeah, I'm getting quite bad lag, so I'm just gonna leave this area as I explain the bug fixes. And, let's get out of here fast. 10 frames, we're going up. Slowly getting up. 12 frames, oh, 12, there's 12 frames here. 12 frames, come on. Normally when I go over here, it sort of zooms back up to about normal. Okay, 16, 15, getting kind of, well, it's not really as high as I normally did. It's obviously not going to go up as high as normal because it's always still working, but I think 15's it's good enough, I guess. Normally I run about maybe high or like low 30s to high 20s, which is all you really need because YouTube only runs at 30. And as I said before, I don't really run this on the highest spec computer in the world, so I'm trying to get maybe a higher spec computer. But I will read through the bug fixes right now. So as you saw, apart from the ones that I have explained, like the woodsman axe or the generator, one of the updates were that Bluetricity is now powered by the generator. That was originally not part of it. That only came in now. Oh great, it's turning night. Yay. I'll just try and explain something in here. But yeah, so Bluetricity is now doing it. There's been, as I said, bug fixes. He doesn't really explain the bug fixes. I don't think anyone does. They say they fix bugs, and that's really it. There wasn't much to the mod or to the update itself. So, although it's nice to see that he's still updating items to this mod. I need to heal myself. Okay, so yeah, it's nice to see that he's still updating the mod, but it's a bit weird the way, it's not weird, it's but like he's working on Thaumcraft too, which looks amazing, by the way. If you haven't seen his channel, Anzor01, I highly suggest that you do, because he's been showing things in it. But apart from that, as I said, there's nothing really much else in the mod apart from bug fixes, which are that interesting to watch. So we will head on to the next thing, which is going to take up most of this episode, probably all of the episode, or the rest of the episode, and this is to show off all the symbols, which means I have to make all the symbols and collect the resources for them. Yay! Okay, so just before we set off and explore the wondrous life of the crystals, we are going to see how much we got. We have got quite a bit. It's always nice to see a high contribute of these crystals. Wow, my lag is extremely bad. It's slowly refilling. Still laggy, but slowly refilling. Okay, so as you just heard there, bubbles are now produced by the thing. I'm not sure if you can still hear them. I personally cannot hear them. I turned my volume way up so that you could hear that. I normally have it quite low because I don't like background Minecraft noise interfering with my game noise, but I thought, hey, while that's flowing up, I should tell you. Because I forgot to mention in the new update things, he's added new sound effects to the thing, to the mod. I always say thing, I never stop saying thing. Also, speed the process of collecting these. I kind of shoved all my unnecessary V's crystals in, which I have lying around. And as you can tell, it's, well, I was about to say it's kind of helped it a bit. It has helped it quite a bit. I'm almost full again, which is good. I've got some V's crystal hanging out in that one. Right now I have I have snowballs turned off just because they're what's causing the lag. It's not actually the loss of V's which is causing the lag, but I need to make all the symbols now, and I'll talk to you a little bit about symbols and while I'm making them now. Okay, so in the current version of Thaumcraft there are 10 symbols in the game, and I will explain all the sort of what my sort of key is here in a minute. Although I just want to say that I do not have this last one yet, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, sorry, my mouth is like full of saliva right now. It's really weird. But we need to go out and search for it. But I'll just quickly explain, as I said, the key for these ones. So these are sort of the infusion recipes, I guess you'd call them, because they're not crafting recipes, but I don't know what you call them. But you got the iron symbol and the blank, or the iron ingot and symbol would equal the iron symbol. Obviously, you all know that one. And stone symbol is the sort of opposite of iron symbol, where it pushes items away instead of pulls them away. That gives you a gold symbol. Instead of me explaining what they do, because I'm doing that later with visual effects, it'll look a lot cooler. I'll just tell you what they are. So that's the gold rune, lapis rune, and seeing rune, and they kind of are expected. Then this is the void rune, the verdant rune, the fairy rune, and the fire. I forgot what it's called. It's like a fire rune, and the electrifying rune, or shocking rune even. Sorry. And this one here is meant to be the freezing rune. And actually, I just remembered there's one more I forgot, which is, why would it be in there? Sorry, there you also can get a dirt rune. I completely forgot about that. How did I forget about that one? Okay, so there's that one. So then, do I have any other empty runes lying around? I don't think I do. No, I do have a couple of small runes. I've got an iron rune there. Oh, there's an earth symbol there anyway. Sorry, was I saying runes for all those? I meant symbols. They're the runes. I'll be talking a bit about them as well. I do not. Well, there's an earth symbol as well. You're just gonna have to take my word that there's 11 then, I guess. But you get the point. So let's head out, try and find the frosted thing, which is actually using a V's crystal, which is the frosted V's crystal, which I believe you can get in snow biomes. I think that's the only place you can get them. I don't think, I'm just assuming this. I don't know this for fact, but I'm pretty sure. And if I do have that one, then I have all of them, which is kind of cool. And oh, cool, there's one there. If this is the one we need, that'd be really cool. Missed him. Oh yeah, sorry, you need to use this, don't you? Okay, we'll try and get him. I highly doubt he will. It'll probably be the electrified one because of my area, but hey, it's cool to watch me epically fail at killing these guys. Nope. Come on. Come on. This guy's not cooperating. He's not. Okay, I'm just gonna go straight to the snow biome because he's not cooperating with me at all. Okay, so I am now at the snow biome. Also, if you're wondering why I do not have any sort of the yucky swamp colors, that's Optifine. I still have it installed. It allows me to do that. I've set it so that it takes away those yucky colors. I really do not like the swamps anymore. When they first came out, I thought, hey, they look really cool, but now I'm just like, no. Oh, wolves, cool. I would get wolves, but I have more wolves, and I don't want to deal with more wolves. Besides, I can breed wolves when Minecraft gets updated, and I'm sure Anzo will update Thaumcraft to Minecraft 1.2, I think it's called. So now I need to find one of these frozen V's crystal things or whatever they're called. Interesting. Where are they? Bit hungry. I love those devices. They're so cool. Anyways, I can't seem to find any of the V's, frozen V's crystals anyway. No, I don't want to go there. Yeah, I was about to say I am in a hard mode or something, but normal mode. But I just heard the zombie. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna look around for a bit and try and find one by myself, and I'll report back to you if I find it. I get sidetracked so easily, but I have to see what's down here. Oh, looks really cool. I better get both my things out. It's actually really handy having the new sort of things. That's just a normal spider. There's nothing majorly new. I haven't mined anything from here yet. I may go on a mining expedition in here some point off camera, but for now I will get back to the V's finding. I haven't found one yet. They're actually really hard to find, but I'll report back to you when I get one, as I said before, I think. Yeah, I did, yeah. That tree's still burning down from last episode. That just shows how little preparation I do for each episode. But yeah, I kinda destroyed this area. Okay, I'm seriously considering of uninstalling Optifine, because like, it leaves huge chunks like that just left out of the world, and you know, you may have seen a couple of them throughout the episode. It had one directly on my base. They go away once you reload the game. They don't really do any damage. It's just they're extremely annoying, especially for making YouTube videos. But anyways, as I said, these are like nearly impossible to find. I can't seem to find any of them anywhere. So what I'm considering doing is going over to my handy. Okay, so I cannot find any of them anywhere. They're like nowhere to be found. I'm not even sure if they do come in the snow biome. I was just assuming that they would. But I am going to try something new, and I'm going to test my luck and see if I can make one using an altar. So if we charge one up and see what we get with this. I think this is the lightning rod one. I'm not sure. Or no, this may be one of the. Oh no, I think this is the one which. Yeah, the verdant one. Yeah. I think if like it affects how they hurt you as well, because like he was sort of like poisoning me. No, it doesn't show the effect anymore. I think the nausea ones are the lightning one, and then the fire is obviously fire. So I guess poison would be dirt, so I'm not sure what freezing would be. I'm guessing it would be slow movement, because that is what the symbol does, although I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so I have literally spent hours on end, well, not hours, but at least an hour searching for one of these crystal things, and I cannot see one anywhere. And I'm starting to wonder what is the point, because all I'm going to be showing you is that one symbol with it. So what I'm going to do is, and I hope you guys are okay with this, seriously, really, so I hope you guys are okay with this, but what I am going to do is I am going to show you all the symbols legitly in my game. What? Okay, there's a lot of these fault things around here, but as I say, I always get distracted. I'm going to show you a lot of the symbols, like all the symbols on my sort of on this world. But the shocking symbol, or the freezing symbol, I mean, I will head over to a creative world and I'll show you there, because I honestly if you want, like, if I wanted to get this episode out on time, which I need to get it done tonight, because like that's the whole point of really doing the two-part thing to it. So I don't really have time to do it. So it's either me not showing you it or showing it in a creative world. And I don't really think anyone will really mind or care. Like, you know, I just really want to show you guys what it does. And so we are going to need to head home. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find my altar, because I'm not I can't be bothered to walk all the way home. There's my altar over there. Seriously, I really want to uninstall Optifine, but then I have to uninstall every single mod I have, then reinstall them, and it's not hard. I just lazy, as I said about a billion times. Anyways, I may have to do that though. So unless I'm gonna try this one more time, that obviously wouldn't work though because it's not charged. But if it doesn't work, I will be showing you on a creative mode. But to sort of like give me a chance to try and find another one, I'm just going to quickly show off and explain these ones, including the dirt one, which I can now show you. Hooray! Okay, so let's have a look at all these spawners. Now, a couple of them you will be familiar with just through what I have been doing throughout the series. Some of them you will not be as familiar with because I haven't really been using them that much, although I would like to be getting into using symbols a lot more, especially the sailing symbol. If you know what it does, it's really cool. Although one you've probably seen me use quite a lot is the iron symbol, which pretty much pushes and pulls objects, or doesn't push them. Sorry, I said that wrong. It's the stone one that pushes them. So as you can see, it pushed it. It just happens to be pushing it directly to the iron one there. It doesn't always do that. But I'm thinking I could use this system a bit more, maybe in my thing upstairs, so I can get rid of all my water. My potion room. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it just uses up all the water, and I'll have no need for water pretty much because this will push them all the way. Now, likewise, this is the gold and lapis symbols, and they do the exact same as these, but with mobs instead of items. So if I get my handy pig, which I did, by the way, bring all the way from here, and I bring him to the lapis symbol, he's not, like, he can't get to me. For example, if I go here though, oh, it's still pushing him away. He comes right up to me, but if I go here, he can't. He's not getting to me. It's because these symbols here push them away. And but likewise though, the gold symbol actually sort of pulls them. So they are. It's not that strong. It's kind of the mobs are getting a bit freed by it, and I think you may be able to. Yeah, you can, like, with runes you can double the area and things like that. But if I let him roam free, maybe no. Okay, so yeah, they're not too strong, but they are strong enough to kind of hold them sort of, if they're dormant like that, they kind of get stuck to quite well, but they can break free quite easily if they're on the move. Okay, and these symbols, it's quite hard to show them in practical use because they are kind of slowly over time using them, like using or showing their power. And the verdant symbol, pretty much what it does is it promotes growth of like plants like wheat, cactus, melons, anything. And I probably will be using that on my farm in due time. And what this does is it actually tills soil in the nearby area. And if you hook it up with a diamond rune, it will actually harvest the plant as well, which I think is pretty cool, like including melons and things, which then you can hook it up to maybe a system like that, and you'd have a fully automatic farm. And I'm thinking of redoing my melon farm maybe to something like that, where I can make them fully automatic, which would be pretty cool, I think. So look forward to that in the nearby episodes. And probably my most favourite symbol of all is the seeing symbol, which it actually detects if players are in the nearby area. As you can see, I am right now 5 blocks, or well, I'm 6 blocks away from it right now, and if I head 1 block forward, it will see me at 5 block radius and send a symbol, or a redstone signal to the piston. Although that is only if it's facing a wall. If it is on the ground, it will only be able to send a signal or see you within 3 blocks, which is interesting, I guess. And of course, the final symbol which I'm going to show you in this world is the void symbol. You've probably seen me use this a lot, every day really, to be fully precise. And what it does is it allows me to travel through different portals, and you can probably guess that just from the idea of it. And if you use different coloured runes, they actually act as portals to portals. For example, this has the iron rune in it. If I head here, I go to this room, which also has an iron rune in it. And if it charges up, and I head to, whoa, more lag, whoa, head to maybe this room, which has nothing in it, it will head to here. Oh, whoa, okay. Okay, that just was a good example of actually something I was about to tell you later. Whereas if you have a room with nothing in it, it will actually lock on to symbols like that. I didn't mean for that to happen actually. I was meant to go to a different room, but there's a little fact for you. But I think you get the idea of it. So I am now going to head over to my other world, and I'm going to show you what the 3 sort of mob hurting symbols are. Okay, so I went into this world, and the first thing I see in the desert is floating fairy crystals, these are the ones that make fire in the nether. So I guess you can get them in the desert. I couldn't find any last episode. If you remember, I was looking for them. So that's fun to know that you can get them. Although what I'm going to do right now is show you these 3 symbols here, which are the ones that hurt others, pretty much is the best way of putting it. Okay, so I am now in a creative world, and I'm going to show you what the 3 other mob symbols do. I do apologise, as I said, for going into a creative world, but I don't really have time to try and get one of these frozen symbols anywhere in the legit world. Wow. Optifine even affects this world. So, but all these will require a little bit of Thaum usage, so that's why I have a miniature thing set up here. Although if I spawn in maybe a zombie to the shocking symbol, or electric symbol as I prefer to call it, it starts killing him, which is pretty cool. Same as if you go to the fire symbol, it will burn him. And as you see, he just went out of range there, but he stupidly is about to go back into range if he moves a tiny bit forward. Die. And the final one, the one which is probably the worst one of all 3 of them, and I cannot find one of them, is the frost one, which slows them down. That's all it does. It doesn't hurt them or anything. It just literally slows them down. So yeah, there's your fact. Now I think the best ones are a combination of them all. For example, there he was being frozen and electrified, and I think they're the best. And unfortunately, you cannot get XP from this system because you're not killing, or because they're not being killed by you, but by the symbols. So, they would not be good for an XP farm, but I'm sure they'd be good for like maybe a mob farm. Okay, and now for the super secret surprise thing. Um, what I'm going to be doing is going to the end. Hooray! And how we're going to do it is kind of cool. It's the normal way. We're going to fire these in the air and see where the end is. So I have just got I've got just about enough to survive. Hopefully, to get to Stronghold. Also, another thing I'm thinking would be kind of cool is we also take over the Stronghold. I think that would be a really cool idea, and I can set up a portal to it or something. I think that would be awesome, and possibly even relocating our main base into the Stronghold. Probably be quite cool, because I've seen a lot of these people do Stronghold survival things, and to be honest, I do quite enjoy watching them. But anyway, we're going to start trekking off now.